Okay. All right. 10:30. And we are live on YouTube. And we're very lucky that, in fact, somewhere in the neighborhood of 38,000 people are watching us. Isn't that amazing?
Okay.
Of course, that's not the case. Welcome to everybody who is joining us here. We are pushing the boundaries of communication and branding and information, and we are going live. The intent here is that folks who join us on YouTube can ask questions. Okay. So let's first of all start with myself, John Jurisic. I do digital training, digital marketing, and advocacy. You guys can introduce yourselves. Anders, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Anders Nielsen. I'm a manufacturing consultant, specializing in lean manufacturing. Yeah, I've been at it for 40 odd years, so happy to be here.
Fabulous. Thank you. Go
Good.
ahead.
Yeah, so Ray Brougham, I'm the founder of Rain House Manufacturing Canada. We've been at it since 2001, and we are very interested in collaborating with other companies on the island, and also, with Anders' help, looking at becoming much more lean, because this has to happen. We've got to improve our productivity, and this is a great vehicle for doing that.
Well, that's a great segue for me to just briefly introduce how and where this happened. So I, in my spare time, uh, organized something called the Sidney Breakfast Club, which is on the Lower Vancouver Island, specifically focused around peninsula industry. And that group meets monthly, and we talk about industry-related stuff. And around February, as a certain individual down south got inaugurated and we got slammed with a tariff war, it became evident that an industry networking group had to adjust and start to deal with those issues. And so what were those issues? Concurrently to that, Ray and Anders reached out to me and said, in reaction to that activity down south, we are forming the Vancouver Island Manufacturing Excellence Alliance. It's called VIMEA. You can find us on LinkedIn. And that group's intent was to gather industry together and focus on increasing efficiency, productivity in response to the tariff wars. However, this is something that the manufacturing sector on Vancouver Island should have done 20 years ago.
Agreed.
And it's
Yeah,
quite possible that that this was the push that finally got us to doing something in a formal way. So that's how Vimea started, and we've generated considerable interest, and and we thought that we would now go live in the middle of the summer and entertain any questions. This video is recording, so it'll be available to everyone after we're done. But so that's sort of how this started. So to either Anders or Ray want to give a sense of where we're at now, and then lastly, where we're going.
Mhm.
Sure. I can take that. So I've been out talking to all kinds of manufacturers. Right now, we have two active members already pursuing some improvement programs. Um, I would say another probably five or six, maybe seven companies who will join. I think they need to see a little bit more of what are you actually doing? How does this work? So I've been touring a number of factories and talking to factory owners. Um, right now, I think our push is to create a couple of showcases so people can see what we're doing. They can go and touch it, feel it, smell it, and decide whether that's for them. It's hard
Mhm.
to, if you haven't been to a place that's doing kind of advanced stuff, you probably don't really get it. So that's the push. Let's use the two members. Let's create a showcase, and then through the fall, as those showcases become tour ready, we'll start to recruit in a different way than just plant tours.
Yeah. So just to give an idea of what that looks like, if we're going to your company to do a case study, then it's pretty simple. You just have to sort of, let's put a title on what it is we're trying to do, and then what's the challenge? What are the things that need to be addressed? Some baseline metrics so that we can see if we made any effect, and then we apply lean concepts. And you don't have to read books or anything like that. Anders is an expert in this area, and he'll pick out the low-hanging fruit, things that are easy and not necessarily costly to do. And then, what are the results? We measure that after, and then we'll come up with a return on investment. What was the benefit of this to a company? And then there's always lessons learned and barriers that were overcome, things like that. And then the next steps for that company is to have opportunities for collaboration, right? So I think that's where, to me, that's where the secret sauce is. We can easily help companies get more lean, but the benefit that I see just from years of experience collaborating with other companies is it raises tide for all boats. And so that makes it so that we can be more productive and more competitive in this ever-changing set of market conditions.
There's nothing to lose here. This is amazing. Not only will my company benefit from operational input from gentlemen, but I'll also have sales opportunities potentially down the road through collaboration. Business development opportunities. Okay, how about if I role play here a little bit? Okay, you're approaching me. I own a company on the peninsula. I've got 50 people working, and we're creating widgets that I'm selling to China. And I see VIMEA pop up, and I'm not selling to China. I'm selling to the Americans, and clearly my sales funnel is now at risk. And I'm going, what should I do? How do I stop this? How do I react? How do I adjust? I see I see an email. I see somebody, one of us three, going, hey, we'd like to come by and chat with you. And I go, oh my God, I'd love to do that. But what is the cost? And what is the commitment? Because we're running around here with our like chickens with their heads cut off. So can you please tell me what the answer to those two questions would be?
Anders, do you want to take it, or shall I?
Yeah, I can take that. So first of all, we have you kind of commit to the model that we're using. And I think we've been clear about it's a learn, think, do, and share. As far as the commitment to that, partly it's the commitment to share, but also a commitment to actually do things. We're using essentially lean made simple type process, which is employee engagement and lots of small changes, like you say, no real cost to them, and shared internally, shared with the other members. As far as cost goes, we've probably got two tiers, if you will. There's a free tier, which is essentially a couple of hours every 2 weeks of coaching from VIMEA. So we'll come and see how you're doing, ask questions, try to guide you along a path that will improve your productivity. If you really need extensive help, then we have a stable of experts, a bench, as it were, that we can call on for specific help. And that's obviously a pay-as-you-go. These are people who work full-time as consultants.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you. Wow, I feel better already.
Right. So,
Did you want to say anything, Ray? Expanding on that, or
I just overarching, what's our North Star here? What are we trying to do? Is our mission is to guide manufacturers to achieving operational excellence by design, aligning strategies, processes, and people. And that's really what we're trying to do. So our goal is to create stronger businesses and fulfilling workplaces through deliberate improvement efforts. That's in a nutshell what we're all
Yeah.
about. And generally, we know, I think I've said it before, but our GDP per person is not great, and the island is actually lower for some reason. So I think that means there's a lot of low-hanging fruit, and we can really make a big difference with not a lot of effort. And what I think is really amazing with this is there's no cost to the company for working with us to start. But I believe that if we're successful, they're going to see value in doing even more because the return on investment model is going to be set in place very quickly. And then after that, like for our company, we embraced automation. We put in one robot, and next thing you know, we're building another robot to work with that one. That took some investment and some effort, but the payoff is incredibly good. Imagine having an employee that goes to work at night and you don't have to pay them. There is no employee. The machine just works by itself. In the morning,
right?
we come home to work to 1,000 parts sitting in a bin,
Yeah. Wow.
perfectly done.
Well, gentlemen, this is very, very encouraging. As the guinea pig role player here, I love some numerous parts of this. First of all, I can get an example of how to benefit at no cost. So there will be some uh, discussions, there will be some dialogue, there'll be some interactions, and I'll be able to determine my return on investment real
Mhm.
quickly. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That's number one. Number two, we have a stable of experts who can then build upon what we need to do. And I think that VIMEA will be involved with that process all along the way. No
Mhm.
matter who comes along, we are very much determined to effectively reach the goals we've stated earlier, and therefore will be involved with the client, no matter who is brought in. Thank you for that.
Mm.
Number three, what I really love is that there's opportunity for collaboration. So all of a sudden, there are some contracts that I would not have bid on that maybe I can think about bidding on now because
Mhm.
I have um, a wider purchasing group or production group
Mhm.
of experts. I'm very excited about that.
Mhm.
So thank you for that. This Vimeo, gentlemen, you're very innovative. This is long overdue and will be extremely successful as we start to build that bridge between the crazy, chaotic, um, uh, how do we adjust to the chaos into a series of processes and operational efficiencies that can help make my company better. I love
Mm.
it. We're
Mm.
sort of the bridge, aren't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Gentlemen, if you want to have a few closing remarks, not many folks, if they're if I'm representing this profile correctly, have a lot of time to sit and watch us. So I think
Mhm.
we've delivered our message. I don't
Yeah.
have any questions,
Yeah.
but this will be now recorded and we will post it to all of our branding platforms.
Yeah.
Any closing remarks?
Sure. I'll just say this, having been in business for 25 years in this business, it's easy to just step and repeat and do the same things over and over again and not realize where you could gain efficiencies until you focus on it. And that's what I think we can bring to the table here is to just and don't feel threatened by this. You're doing your best in your job and you think you've got it set up well, but another set of eyes really can make a big difference. So I think just reach out to us and give it a try. It won't cost, it'll cost you some time, and the measure of success is going to be easy to see in a fairly short time. So it's a good investment. That's what I say.
Mhm. Yeah, and I would add, it's a safe investment. I mean, the process that we're using is working all over the world. I've worked all over the world, and there are groups just like VIMEA in Ireland, in Scotland, in various, the Ontario has all kinds of consortiums and so forth that are doing what we're doing, using the same model. It's been extremely beneficial to alliance members, and I think it's a safe way to improve productivity rather than setting out on your own and picking something that looks good and turns out to not deliver as you thought it would. So
Yeah.
you're kind of in safe hands.
Yeah. Well, thanks for saying that, Andrews, because I think you're a very humble person. You've traveled the world and worked with really big companies and small companies. So thanks for saying that, because I think it'll inspire confidence in people to work with us.
We've had significant interest in partnering. VIMEA is generating a lot of buzz in the community.
Mhm.
And for the future, I think we might be able to, there might be opportunity for us to announce partnerships.
Mhm.
We will update you when appropriate, but we think that this is high value for the manufacturing and industry community on Lower Vancouver Island, and bigger and larger as we get settled and grow. So thank you both for your input and your time and your efforts. Really appreciated. And we'll now sign off, and until and get updates for you soon through the summer.
Great.
Super.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Great opportunity. Yeah.